On September 13th, Australia witnessed a wave of nationwide protests, with thousands of people taking to the streets in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Hobart, and Adelaide. The demonstrations reflected a wide range of issues, from racism and Indigenous rights to corruption and solidarity with Palestine. In Melbourne, the capital of Victoria, the largest crowds gathered. Anti-racism protesters filled the streets near Parliament House, waving Palestinian flags and holding banners that read, "Peace for Gaza." They marched under a heavy police presence, demanding justice for communities facing racism and oppression. Police officers formed tight lines to separate these groups from right-wing demonstrators who had also assembled. At the same time, participants in the Indigenous Sovereignty March performed traditional dances, adding cultural strength to the demonstration. Tensions ran high, but the protests remained largely peaceful. Victoria Police reported no major violence, although they were prepared to intervene if the opposing rallies clashed. Meanwhile, in Sydney, thousands marched through the city centre in what organisers called the Australia Unites Against Government Corruption rally. Demonstrators accused leaders of failing to protect democratic values and demanded greater transparency. In Brisbane, about 500 people rallied against racism and discrimination. Some participants also expressed solidarity with Palestinians, chanting slogans such as, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." Further south, around 300 people gathered outside Hobart's Parliament House in Tasmania for an Indigenous Sovereignty rally. Aboriginal flags and banners filled the square, highlighting long-standing demands for recognition and justice. In Adelaide, several hundred people joined anti-racism protests, while larger groups focused on condemning corruption within political institutions. These protests came just 2 weeks after a violent attack on Camp Sovereignty in Melbourne, when more than 40 masked men stormed the Indigenous camp following an anti-immigration march. That incident, which left the community shaken, added urgency to the demonstrations across the country. Together, the rallies signaled growing frustration in Australia over racism, political corruption, Indigenous rights, and international solidarity, issues that continue to mobilize thousands into the streets.
Aboriginal land!
Yeah, I mean it's safer to be...
Aboriginal land! Always was, always will be Aboriginal land! Always was, always will be Aboriginal land! Because they are controlled by the government. It's still in the table world.